Formula for efficiency.
So output power by input power into 100.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, sir, we can hear.
Yes, sir.
So what is the formula for efficiency?
So output power by input power into 100.
PAC by PDC, sir.
Yeah. So PAC by PDC into 100. So now whatever we have got, the equations in the last class, so just substitute that. Vm Im by 2 divided by VCC into 2 into Im by pi. So this Im gets cancelled. So the remaining thing we are having is Vm into pi by 4 into VCC into 100. So we have got Vm into pi by 4 VCC, but we need to find the exact figure, the exact value. So what is the efficiency value? So in order to find that exact value, we have to go for maximum efficiency calculation. So in the maximum efficiency calculation, so we are going to take up the maximum swing of the output. So what do you mean by maximum swing? What do you mean by maximum swing?
So from 0 to I saturation and from 0 to V saturation, sir. IC.
Yeah. So we'll plot the VI characteristics. VCE versus IC. Okay, so in order to find the maximum swing, so let us first find let us first substitute for Vm. So how do we find Vm usually? Or is there any other way to express Vm? Vmax minus Vmin, right? But this Vmax minus Vmin, in the last cases, we were taking Vmax minus Vmin divided by 2. But here, we are just taking Vmax minus Vmin. Can you guess why? You should not take Vmax minus Vmin by 2 in this case. But if the same formula which we had applied in our previous derivations, we were taking Vmax minus Vmin by 2, Imax minus Imin by 2.
Because there are half cycle was at 0 was at 0 we had a lower half cycle, but over here a half cycle has been shifted down, so we can't take by 2.
Good. So there we were having a complete cycle. In that complete cycle, we were taking, see, this was the signal there, and this was considered as our Vmax value, and this was considered completely as our Vmin value. But here, that's why even this is also Vm, even this is also Vm. This is minus Vm, this is plus Vm. That's it. So that's why we are taking Vmax minus Vmin divided by 2. But here we are just getting half cycle. Only half cycle output we are getting. If you are taking half cycle, when you are getting half cycle, then there is no need of dividing it by 2. There we were having 2 peaks. So in order to just get 1 peak, we are taking Vmax minus Vmin divided by 2. But here, since you are taking only half cycle, so no need of dividing it by 2. So Vmax minus Vmin. So for that purpose, we go for maximum swing. So already we are having only half cycle. So that half cycle only we are stretching it. Maximum swing means, so what is the maximum level of amplitude we can have? So this is the signal which we can get. So this particular point, can anyone tell me what is the maximum value of this voltage we can get? I had repeated some property in the last while discussing.
Saturable
So based on that,
property, sir.
yes, yeah, according to that saturable property, what will be your maximum value of this voltage?
VCC, sir.
VCC, sir.
Yes, VCC. Okay, so the maximum value of this signal can be only till VCC. So our Vm will be equal to VCC. So this is the maximum output voltage swing. Okay, now we got to know what is the maximum voltage Vm is equal to VCC. So Vmax is equal to VCC. Similarly, Vmin, because we know that this point is our Vmin value. So Vmin value is at
0.
0. So it will be 0. So this becomes Vm is equal to VCC. Now substitute in the above equation. So on substitution, we get VCC into pi by 4 into VCC. This get cancelled into 100. So what is pi by 4 value?
So you get 78.5, sir.
Yes, it is 78.5%. So this is the maximum efficiency which we are able to get. So this is the efficiency derivation which we need to do. In examination, they'll ask you explain class B push-pull amplifier and show that the maximum efficiency is 78.5%. Sometimes they only will give the value. Sometimes they just ask you to find the maximum efficiency value. Okay. So the next one is power dissipation. So we know that the power dissipation PD is given as difference between the DC power and the AC power. So now we just substitute whatever the equations we have got. For PDC, we have got 2 by pi into VCC into IM minus for PAC, we got VM IM by 2. So this is not the continuation of efficiency equation. It is power dissipation. It is the amount of power that when dissipated in the form of heat. That is power dissipation. So to find a formula for that, we are using this. Now, Im is equal to Vm by RL dash. We know it already. So according to that, on substituting in the above equation, we get 2 into VCC into Vm divided by pi into RL dash minus Vm by 2 into Vm by RL dash. So this gives 2 by pi into VCC into Vm by RL dash minus Vm square by 2 RL dash. So take this as equation number 1. So this is PD. See, in class A power amplifier, we were considering that when input signal was not given, the power dissipation is, what is the power dissipation when input signal was not there?
That was just PAC.
No, fine. I'm asking the total, the power dissipation. Suppose you are not giving input signal during that case, what will be the power dissipation?
So there won't be any PDC then if you don't give an input signal.
Huh.
No, sir, it'll be PDC.
Huh. What will not be there?
PAC,
won't
sir.
be there.
PAC will not be there. Okay. So that is the twist in this case. See, in class A power amplifier, the dissipation was maximum. That means PD was equal to PDC. The entire DC power used to dissipate in the form of heat. But look into this class B power amplifier power dissipation. In both the cases, in both PDC and PAC, we are having the factor Vm. Vm signifies what? Whether it signifies AC or DC. Peak.
AC, sir.
Vm signifies what? AC signal or DC signal?
AC signal, sir.
Anybody else? AC signal. Why it is AC? Why not it is DC?
Sir, it is AC because the maximum voltage you will get only in the sine wave, no, sir. Peak voltage.
So
it is AC.
Values remain constant only, no? So over here only, that's why we in the previous case also we tried to, when we for peak to peak voltage also, when we tried we took the mean average of that and also.
Okay. See, if the input signal is 0, then the power dissipation will not be maximum. The power dissipation will be 0. Now, can you tell me whether it is an advantage or disadvantage? Having power dissipation 0 is an advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage, sir.
Advantage. Okay. Is Rohit?
Sir, I think so. It's a disadvantage only because I mean, sir, I don't think so. Any system is possible where you have the dissipation as 0 because if some work is done, then you will have some dissipation will be there. Sir. So I think we are not getting the output only if the power dissipation is 0.
So yeah, obviously, when input signal is not there, we are not getting any output. That is fine. But see, whatever we are doing, it's a theoretical calculation. See, efficiency we are telling we 78.5%. See, practically we will not get 78.5%. We hardly get 68 to 70% practically. Okay, but if input signal is 0, they are telling the power dissipation will be 0 according to this theoretical calculation. So what, according to you, it is a disadvantage. Okay.
No, sir, I think advantage only. I think I misinterpreted.
Sir, I'm not sure if I'm correct. So, but this might be a disadvantage because when input signal is not given, dissipation is 0. So, if you give even a small input signal, there's a chance that the dissipation might be very high. So, when amplification is taking place, we can't amplify a signal which is not there. So, we have to give an input signal.
Yes. Okay.
So, when we give even a small input signal, the dissipation of power might be very high. That is not advantageous. It's a disadvantage.
No, as of now, on looking to this case, I'm just asking at this particular point. Let us see whether it is an advantage. I mean, whether the participation is maximum or minimum later. At this particular point, I'm just asking. Nivedita?
Yes, sir.
So it is an advantage or disadvantage?
Sir, I feel it is a disadvantage, sir.
Disadvantage. Okay. Okay. See, when you are not giving any input signal, power dissipation is 0. So it's an advantage, because without giving any input signal also, if you're dissipating heat, means that becomes a disadvantage for the system. That is what happened in our class A power amplifier. But here, when you are not giving any signal, so obviously there is no heat released. When you are giving some signal, see VM AC signal is been given, then it dissipates some power, some heat. So it is, they're not telling that it is not going to dissipate anything, but when you give the input only during that time, it is going to dissipate. But in our previous system, even though your AC signal is 0, it was dissipating heat. That means even the DC signal, which is given to just shift the operating point, that was utilized to dissipate the energy in the form of heat. So that was an disadvantage there. But here, because of this mathematical proof, we can tell it is one of the advantage we are having. That is why we are having more efficiency. But this is the case in the last extremity. But we need to find out the maximum power dissipation. So if there is some input signal during that time, what is the maximum power dissipation that is possible? So for that, we'll continue with the same equation. Vd is equal to 2 by pi into Vcc into Vm by RL dash minus Vm square by 2 RL dash. So now differentiate. So we have taken equation 1. So differentiate equation 1 with respect to Vm. So when we differentiate this, we get dPd by dVm is equal to, so when we differentiate this, all are constant. See, Vcc is constant, RL dash is constant, 2 is constant, pi is constant. Only the variable is Vm, and we are differentiating with respect to that. So the remaining thing is 2 by pi into Vcc by RL dash minus, here 2 RL dash is constant, only we are going to differentiate this. So it will be 2 Vm by 2 RL dash, that is equal to, we can cancel out them. So this maximum power dissipation, again, we can, while finding out this, so we can equate it to 0, dPd by dVm, that we can equate it to 0. So when we equate it to 0, then we can further solve it as Vcc by pi RL dash, that is equal to Vm by RL dash. So RL dash gets cancelled, and we are having Vm is equal to 2 by pi into VCC. So this is the condition. This is the condition for maximum power dissipation. This is just the condition for maximum power dissipation. So we have not finished the maximum power dissipation equation. So take this as equation number 2. So now, so on substituting this value, whatever we have got, to equation 1 again. So equation 2 in again equation 1. So we get PD max, maximum power dissipation, is equal to 2 VCC by pi into RL dash into 2 VCC by pi minus 2 VCC by pi whole square into 1 by 2 RL dash. So that is equal to 4 by pi square into VCC square by RL dash minus 4 VCC square by pi square into 1 by 2 RL dash. So this gets cancelled. So on further simplification, 4 by pi square into VCC square by RL dash minus 2 by pi square into VCC square by RL dash. So if we subtract these two, we will be getting 2 by pi square VCC square by RL dash. That is the PD max. So this is the equation for, this is equation number 3. So this is the equation for maximum power dissipation. So this is about the class B push-pull amplifier. So they can ask you working, derivation for efficiency, or derivation for maximum power dissipation. So this is class B push-pull amplifier. After this, the next one is complementary symmetry class B amplifier. So in complementary symmetry class B amplifier, the working remains almost the same, but there we will be using two different types of transistor. That is, one is NPN, other one is PNP, and also we are not going to use the transformer there. So in many of the cases, we just use will not use transformer at all. But if you are using it, we'll use it at the output side. Otherwise, we will not use that also. So whatever the circuit we are having for the syllabus, here we are not going to consider transformer at all. I had told you there will be 2 transformer in class B push-pull and 1 transformer. Yes, there will be 1 transformer, but without that transformer also, we can construct the complementary symmetry class B amplifier. So that is what we are going to study in. So that will take up in the next class.